Hey guys, how's it going? Today we are down at the garden center. We're going to be working on Christmas decorations for the windows. And we have started the process already, just a little bit. I've been working on it in the later evenings when I have a little bit of time because we had to cut out some props. So you can see here my prototype. I have to always make one of whatever we're going to put in the window just to determine size and color and so on and so forth. So my initial thoughts for the windows was to do some kind of a Santa and his reindeer kind of silhouettes kind of flying through the windows. And then when I got to thinking about it, it would be a little bit too broken up to do that idea, even though I think it would be pretty. The windows start right down here, and then there's so much in between all the windows. You know, there's a big section, and then there's more windows down here. I feel like Santa's sleigh would have to start down here, and then reindeer would have to start flying through the windows. And while that would work if you were standing way back and there were no cars parked up here and you could see the whole thing all at one time, I think that's the only time it would really make sense. Because this window that's right in the center, this is the main one with the main door, and that's the one that people see largely. So I felt like, well, Santa kind of needs to be in this window, so it doesn't really make sense to start him over there. I don't know. So we switched gears, decided to go with big ornaments. We usually have to go with very bright colors. It needs to be white, like kind of pastels, bright red. We're going to be doing some garland and lights around the window on the outside, and the hooks have already been put on. If we climb up here, you can see some of those command strip type hooks are already installed, and what we're going to do is hang the garland from the slats of the pergola, and then we'll tie them back to this so that the weight's not all on these, because I don't think that this would hold all the weight. That will. And I also got some beautiful bright red, Christmas red velvet curtains that we're going to kind of draw back inside. So it'll be drawn back, red curtains, an outline of garland, and then a grouping of really bright and colorful and festive looking ornaments. And I do think we are going to be decorating both sides of the ornaments so that it looks pretty from the inside as well. Oh, the other thing I did pick up were some spotlights, and they're so cute. They're like these little, they almost look like they belong on a ship. But I thought if we pop those in there and kind of shine them back on the curtains, even on like overcast days, it'll bring a little bit more light, because these windows are just so glary. They face west, so they get that bright afternoon sun and it just reflects off the window, something horrible. But I think these are going to show up so nicely. Oh, there's Benjamin. He came down with me. He's dusting. There's an ornament he's been eyeballing, so I told him he's got to work for it. So he is working this morning. He's doing some dusting in there. He really wants that ornament for his tree. So this right here, let me just kind of explain how I did it. So I've got a projector that I set up, and I can hook it to my computer and find images online, and the projector will take it from my computer and just shine it wherever I have the projector pointed. So I set it up in my kitchen, and it was kind of this operation where I tried to push this is like that puffy poster board. It's like a little bit thick. I tried to push that up against some of our cupboards, and I had the projector all propped up with kitchen towels and got it to work. So I projected the image just so it made it really quick to trace it, and then I used an X-Acto knife and cut it out. It was so simple. Usually we're using scrap cardboard, which we totally could have done for this, but I know the background of most of these ornaments needs to be white, so they're really showy. So I thought, you know what, let's skip a whole painting step and just get white poster board this time. And let me tell you, ornaments are way easier to cut out than reindeer. I did a prototype reindeer with wood. I had my jigsaw out, and I got most of the reindeer silhouette cut out until I got about halfway through the antlers. And you know how jigsaws, it's not the proper saw to work on fine cuts like that. I need like a scroll saw or something, but it would get kind of bound up in the wood, and then it just ripped my antlers right off. And I thought, no, that's another reason why we need to go with something simple. So anyway, what we're going to be doing this morning is painting ornaments. I already cut out 12 of them. So this is one of the 12 right here. I used gold leaf right up top. Isn't that pretty? And the backside will be much more simple. I didn't trace all of the designs onto that. So we're just going to spend some time working on the front sides of the ornaments this morning. Then we'll come down and start hanging other things, garland and curtains. And then once the front's dry, we'll flip them over and do the back. This might be a multi-day project. We'll see.
You could dust that.
How's it going over here?
He's got an ornament in my office that he really wants, so he's working to make money for it.
Good job, Benjamin.
Oh, he is, and I just taught him how to front face.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So this reminds me of my childhood. Exactly this right here.
Yeah.
I always had to dust shelves.
That's what you. Yeah. So he took all of this off.
Uh-huh.
And then he put it back, and I told him how to front face, even with the edge of the shelf.
Way to go, bud. Good job.
Just got done.
It smells good too.
It does. He's a great worker.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. So, okay, you ready for the next
Hey, do you
job?
want to show the ornament that you're working for? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's such a beautiful ornament. Look at that. You've got really good taste, bud. It's got little stars and gems. Oh, okay. We're heading back to what used to be my office, and it's now a storage room. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Anyway, here are the pile of ornaments that I already cut out, and so you can look at all the different shapes. There's this one right here. A couple. Well, this is the only other one. I did all of the tracing, all of the details. Isn't that bell cute? I forgot to cut the little hole so we can hang it, but most of them are simple, like very simple shapes. So I think that though, in the end, there's a big sphere, a round one sphere or whatever. And I do have a couple of longer, like taller ones. But usually in a situation like this window project, the simpler it is and the more like bright and striking the colors, the better it turns out. I also brought a bag full of supplies from the house. I've got my gold leaf kit right here. I've had this forever. And I tried cutting out some stars, like little starburst right here. So we might come in and do, you know, some kind of designs that incorporate this kind of thing. I think we're going to all just fly into it and just figure out just different looks for each one. We do have some glitter and other colors of paint. And then here are the curtains, the red velvet curtains. I think those will show up because it's a nice bright red. I also did buy some window cling snowflakes. There's white ones and these glittery ones, which we might decide to put around like the exterior of the window. So like if this rectangle was the window, maybe we cluster some here and then it gets kind of thinner and then cluster some, kind of like just an outline for the ornaments. And then I got these curtains, these beautiful green curtains for a backdrop for Santa Claus. I forgot the chair. I've got a big gold chair at home that Santa's coming for the open house. So we're going to have an area set up for the kids, for him to sit and for the kids to go. And it's right in front of the doors that lead out to the garden center, near where I decorated the tree the last time we were down here. So we're going to kind of block that door off and hang up these curtains so that it's a solid backdrop and there's not like light coming through and kind of blowing everything out. So that we will do later on. I got to remember to bring my chair down. But these are the, oh yeah, I got this ribbon too, to possibly put on the garland on the outside of the windows. But these are the spotlights. I thought I brought another box of them in here. I'm gonna go open this.
Now about the ornaments, so I have 3 of those balls with the holly pole for you. Any information from you, and we can get this off.
Look at that spotlight. Isn't that so cute? We're used to using those things that look like chicken, like heat lamp, you know, the silver covers, and they look very like they belong in a barn. That's usually what we use in an area like that. So to have these spotlights that have a little bit of aesthetic value too, I think they're just going to fit right in and you won't really even notice them because they're pretty all on their own. But I think that will help shine a little bit of extra light. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, we are going to get set up and we're going to start decorating these ornaments. Monica, have you been thinking about your designs?
So what?
Have you been thinking about your ornament designs?
Not one time. I'll come up with something real quick.
Okay.
Don't you worry about it.
All right, guys, here we go. All right, guys, I've got them all woo! Mom's setting up heaters. I've got all the ornaments lined up here. How many do we have? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, 12, which I estimated we would only need 10, but I made 2 extras because you never know. I'd rather have more than not enough. So anyway, here are the shapes. We'll just kind of take a look over these. A lot of them I did doubles. Like if I did, you know, this shape, I did it twice on the same board. We got a couple that are this shape and then those 2 right over there. And you can see, like this room, you remember what it looked like, right? Full of Christmas stuff. And now there's new freight in here being checked in.
It's a constant.
I was just going to say, it's a constant, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, so now I just need to go grab all of the art supplies. We're going to do some crafting up here. All right, guys, quick update. We stopped and had a little bit of lunch. We're done with the front sides of all the ornaments, but now we're trying to work on getting the backs, like something on the back side. It doesn't matter if it's as detailed, just a little bit of color is nice. And Samantha's working on her own masterpiece down there too. Oh, are you getting all of that glitter out of there? Whoa, Samantha has painted a Santa's belt.
I need help.
Do you need help with that?
Oh.
That's hard to squeeze out. I'll help you in a moment. Okay, just wanted to give you a quick look. Here's a gold ornament with some snowflakes. Back side of that one's just gold for now. A red with some glittery snowflakes. Those two, that's the back side of those. Let's see what the front looks like on that. Oh yeah, that's the one I did at home. That was our prototype. And then, oh, that one doesn't have anything yet. So that's the back side. We'll have to do something more detailed on the front. Here's this green one, gold leaf on the top. I mean, the most important thing is that these are going to be visible and they're going to reflect light. And see, I just put my finger right in the dang glitter. Oh, what's the matter?
I was trying to put the stuff on the back and things splattered, so now I might have to add like another stripe.
Oh, well, yeah. You could just like fill in the whole bottom.
I wondered if that would work.
Yeah.
And then maybe
I don't think you
one-
need to do it. Oh, on the top.
I think I could get a little white out.
You could do white out, or you could do a second row of
polka dots, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do that. Also, I'll just make this as another straight line. Need my ruler.
This is the first one I worked on here today.
That's my favorite one.
This one right here?
Yep, because that's my favorite
Can
pattern.
you hold it up for me so I can see what the light looks like on it? Oh yeah, I think that'll show up from the road too.
Yeah.
That one's the fabric one. I used that tacky gel glue and it kind of like bleeds through the fabric. I wonder if that'll dry clear. Anybody know? Guess we'll find out. And I just said dry brush gold on the back. I need to finish the top. Anyway, we're just going to finish up a few details up here and then we're going to head down and start probably working on the garland on the outside of the windows because it is a beautiful day outside today. So we want to take advantage of that and get that part of the project done. Okay, so we're up here in front of the store. We've got the garland. I'm trying to decide if we hang it single thickness or if we double it up and do double thickness. I did order enough to make it around the windows twice. I think I estimated that we needed like 138 feet of garland and I ordered 400 feet because I figured that while I was at it, they could fit it all in one pallet and it was the same freight rate to get 400 feet as it was to get 200 feet. So I just went for it because I can use this kind of thing. Like it's nice thick garland just on its own, but I can use this to swag our balcony instead of having to buy garland every single year. It'll be nice just to have garland in the wings. So the question is, Monica, do we hang it double thickness or single thickness? I guess maybe we get a piece up and decide.
Because that's pretty thick.
It is pretty thick,
I wasn't expecting it to be quite that thick.
I was watching something where there was a guy who worked for Ralph Lauren and he said that they do double thickness always, if not triple or quadruple thickness on the garlands. He did window sets.
Oh.
And I was like, oh.
Probably the more impact you have, the better. You know,
Yeah.
like having it, like it's always better to look really thick and full.
Right. But
compared to,
under
like,
here, I just don't know how much of a difference it's going to make because we don't have too much space up here.
Yeah.
Like the amount of space we have to put the garland, I don't want it coming down into the window too far because I don't want to neck down the size of the, like the look of the window. I want it to be kind of tucked up a bit.
I bet once we get this first window done, we'll be able to tell right away.
Yeah, because we can go in on this one and add a second layer.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is just kind of like run-of-the-mill, but nice and thick
It's nice, yeah.
garland. So that's what we're going to be using, some paddle wire. What gauge is this? Do you know?
I don't know. It doesn't say, but I know it's thicker than what we normally have
Yeah.
for our wreaths.
Nice and thick.
Yeah.
We might start with a heavy gauge fishing line if they have any and have that tied to the pergola and then wire off to the hooks. I don't know. Anyway, we're just going to start in on this and I'm just so incredibly thankful for the weather. Look at it. Blue skies, sunny, no breeze, gorgeous. So here we go. Okay, well, we got the front window outlined. It looks really pretty. Okay, trying to get it from a side where the glare, the glare is just so much right now. Anyway, we are going to put white twinkle lights in it, but we're going to continue on placing this around the windows. And what I did is I just used a wire cutter when we reached the end of the run that we wanted to make and cut it apart. So now we've got these 2 windows over here and these 2 windows over here. Garland is done. Oh my goodness. I don't think we're gonna put the lights in it today because the one detail I forgot was extension cords. And they have an extension cord that will go like the greatest distance, so it has to plug in inside the nursery. There's an outlet in there, and then it'll come through this fence, and then we'll tuck it right behind these pillars, which will be perfect. And then we'll come up and do our first, ring around with lights. And then I need to go get a bunch of small extension cords. I will want one. Well, this one I could probably just run lights, honestly, and just kind of continue on here. But when it's done, I need to take off with a solid extension cord back behind the little box house. We'll go behind this pillar underneath the mat in the front door. It's such a nice day. They have the front door open. It's awesome. And then we'll tuck it in, like tape it right here. And then we'll start in with lights around. And then I'll need to have an extension cord come down here and take off, the drill. So each one will have just lights around, and then we'll have extension cords between. So basically I just need to stand here for a minute, kind of assess how many 6-foot cords I need, how many 12-foot cords I need, and that sort of thing. So we'll wait on the lights, and then of course if we want to put the red velvet ribbon, like bows in the corners, or red ornaments, we talked about doing that. So we'll do that once the lights are on. But the next step for today at least is to get the red curtains hung. That will be way easier than the garland, Monica.
And way less bloody.
Yeah. We both got some injuries, that's for sure.
Sharp garlands.
They are sharp garlands. It was almost like every single evergreen piece that comes off of the main, like the backbone of the garland, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like every single one was individual. So there's a hard, sharp piece of metal on the back of the garland, every inch. Had to kind of get used to that so he didn't get scratched up too bad. All right, guys, it's a new day and it's a Sunday, so they are closed, which means I think we'll be able to focus a little bit easier and get a little bit more done down here. And it was very fun yesterday. There was a lot of energy down here in the store, and I got to see a lot of you guys down here. But I am excited to get this done because we drove by last night after dark, you guys, and the spotlights on those red curtains, it just illuminates the windows so much. And once we get lights in the garland too, I think it's just going to be so bright and gorgeous. I'm so excited about it. So our order of events for today is we're going to go up and we are going to do our last touch-ups on the ornaments so that they have a chance to dry while we're working on some other things. We need to draw the curtains back in this third window we worked on yesterday. I'll show you. All these spreaders are usually out on the sidewalk. So we got this much done yesterday with the curtains in this window, so we'll work on getting them drawn back. We'll get the spotlight set, and we're also going to figure out the Christmas lights on the exterior in the garland and possibly hang some ornaments in there. So we don't have a tremendous amount to do. Once you kind of get into a project and get going and get the rhythm of it, it goes a lot quicker. And the kids are down here and Aaron's down here. We're going to all have lunch. Monica's on her way in. And then the kids can kind of just run around in here when they're open and there's customers and doors are, you know, unlocked. They have to stay pretty close, but today they just kind of get free reign, which is always fun. The one thing I did notice when we were driving by, right here, they've got this light on, which I don't think needs to actually be on. I think we can unplug it because these Christmas lights are so bright in and of themselves. Yeah, that way it'll be just a softer light in here. And the reason I think that is because there is a third window with lit branches that doesn't have a spotlight, and I just liked the look of it quite a lot more. There, first chore done. All right, guys, so we're just gonna whale into this thing. I'll probably stop along the way, give you some updates, and then of course in the end we'll give you a full tour and look at how it all turned out, and then we're gonna come back in the evening to give you a look at what it looks like at night. Little pizza lunch break up here in the storage room. Oh, by candlelight. Gotta romance it a little bit. All right, guys, we got it finished. And I love it. I love how it turned out.
I do too. I think it's one of my favorite windows.
Is
Me
it?
too.
Yeah.
Absolute favorite.
Yeah.
They're so
Yeah.
cozy.
They are
The curtains,
cozy.
and I love it.
You know what I
So
love
fun.
about it? I think it's maybe like the stark simplicity. Like there's the richness with the velvet, which is still pretty reflective, you guys. I'm sorry. But the richness of that velvet and then the puffy evergreen kind of outline.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
love it.
pretty.
Like there's not a tremendous amount of elements going on, but it all came together really nicely, I think.
But that's the kind of window that shows up from the road.
It's true.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if you're driving by and you've got a lot going on, it doesn't show up.
Right.
No.
So definitely the white and red and the green ornaments show up the best. Let me show you this one. So this little side window, we had an extra ornament, so we popped it in there, but there's also the lit branches. And then look at this one. I love this one that Monica did. It shows up so brilliantly right there. And I did not have enough ornaments cut out because we did not plan on putting them in the windows with the branches. We just happened to have 2 left over. So this one's just going to be branches and lights. I think this is going to be the most well lit window in the entire run because we had the tail end of a light strand to use up. We didn't want to puddle it on the floor. May as well use it. So that one's going to be like a beacon. And then let's take a look at the far one. These windows are like mirrors.
Yeah.
Like, there's the gold ornament right here. Just didn't really fit in with all the other green and red.
I love it right there though with the branches.
It would have fit in better had we done more gold.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I'll tell you though, the gold doesn't show up from the road
no,
the
it
way
doesn't.
that these 3 colors do.
You have to
No.
do like
Yeah.
the brightest colors in
Yeah.
these windows because of the reflection.
Right.
It has to be so bright.
Yep.
There we go. There's a green one, the Santa belt, Monica's chevron. That's kind of Charlie Brown-esque. And then this little red one. This one's cute with the
I love the
snowflakes.
sparkles.
Okay, now we'll have to go into the inside. Okay, now we don't have any lights on in here, but you can see just how cozy it feels in here. The garland looks so much better all tucked up.
Doesn't
My
it look
goodness.
pretty?
That
so
one-
pretty.
That one spot
Yeah.
was just sagging there. It was
Yeah.
making my eye twitch.
The eye twitch,
Yeah.
Yeah, but look at those ornaments. I love that there's color on the back.
Yeah. Yeah.
As well as the front, so it still like brings some life into the space. And then the front one, there's still lights on in here, so a little bit brighter. Here we go from the inside. Oh, my drape is not the same on both sides. I think I need to pull the curtain a little bit that way.
Right here?
Yeah, just a wee bit, maybe. I can get up there and do it, Mom. Actually, that looks a little bit better.
I don't know if it moved.
I think it did.
A little bit.
Let's not mess with a good thing.
Okay. Yeah.
And then over here, this window. Love it. And some of our supplies. And then, like I said, you guys, we will come down here this evening and get a little view of what it looks like when it's dark outside, because I'm going to want to see, one, if the lights need to be adjusted at all in the garlands, but also I just want to see how it looks at night. Because last night we drove by without the lights on the garland and it was awesome, even without the lights. So it's going to be even better. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. We will be back down here fairly soon to do a full tour of all the trees and all the decor in here as soon as the poinsettias arrive, which should be around, I don't know, middle part of this month. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye. All right, guys, little drive-by here in the evening so we can check out all of the Christmas lights. Oh, they look so good. You can really see those ornaments just shining. Oh, I love it.